Hello everyone! Are you ready for a journey to a military base? Just a quick note for those of you who have not watched the previous videos. I'm doing a series in which I play all the secret levels of id Software games. I started all the way back with Commander Keen, went through all the episodes of Wolf 3D, then Spear of Destiny, both of its mission packs, and now finally we have reached a very special place. We have stumbled upon Doom. Does Doom even need an introduction? No, of course not. The name speaks to itself. It's the game that created the majority of tropes in the first-person shooter genre. It's a name that should be known to every first-person shooter fan out there. So yeah, introductions are not necessary. Even the box cover, which you see on your screen right now, is pretty simple. It doesn't go into any unnecessary details. Just look at it. On the front we have just the artwork and the logos of the game and the developer. And on the back we only have the names of the 3 episodes. Yeah, that's right, 3 episodes, because that was the number originally when the game was first released in 1993. The fourth one didn't appear until around May 95 or something like that. And that's the reason why the words "the end" appear after beating episode 3, because originally that was the final episode. This is actually the very first original box cover. It's a version of the game that you couldn't buy in a store, it was mail order only. And that's how the game was distributed for, well, throughout the entirety of 1994 and for a while in 95. The first commercial release of Doom that was finally available in stores was the special edition, which is known as the Ultimate Doom. That's where episode 4 appears for the first time. Speaking of episodes, they have a certain flow to them, you know. Episode 1 is this sci-fi, high-tech UAC base with some very minimal signs of demonic corruption. Then episode 2 is again some kind of space base, but this time with some considerable demonic corruption going on, to the point where entire sections of levels seem to be transformed into something considerably more sinister. And then episode 3 sends you directly to hell. That's why it's called Inferno. Keep in mind though that this wasn't the initial flow of the episodes. In the early alphas and even as late as the press release beta of the game, which was like just 1 or 2 months before the final release of the game, episodes 2 and 3 were switched around. Yeah, so you would first be in the high-tech UAC base, as it is right now. Then you'd go to hell, and when you get back from hell, you'd find yourself in the corrupted UAC base. You can actually see this in one of my old videos, the one about the Christmas gun, where I demonstrate the press release beta. And when you beat what is nowadays E2M2, the game crashes because it's unable to find E3M3. Yeah, because that level was considered to be part of episode 3, not 2 as it is nowadays. And similarly, beating what is nowadays E3M5 would crash the game as it looks for E2M6 because it was part of episode 2. So yeah, like I said, introductions are not really necessary. Let's just jump into the game, which will be the ultimate Doom, because eventually I will cover episode 4, of course. So yeah, but if you want to see some videos with older versions of Doom, I have plenty of them on my channel. Just look for a playlist called Classic Doom Shenanigans. There's a lot of stuff in there. Alright then, let's jump into the game. In episode 1, the secret level is called Military Base. On the map it appears as a metallic building of sorts. You'll see it. So how do we get to this secret level? Well, back in the day, it actually took us some time to figure it out, because when you don't have a sound card, you use PC speaker sounds. And on PC speaker, it's very difficult to determine where a sound is coming from. So when we heard those elevators in the background, it was like really hard to say where they are. I mean, we knew there was something in there, but where exactly? There is a little bit of a sneak peek here, like a teaser that shows you the way to the secret exit. It allows you to peek into this room to let you know that this room exists, but without explicitly telling you how to reach it. It's a very good teaser. Well done, John. Well done. I mean, John Romero, he made most of the maps for episode 1. So when you climb these stairs, this thing here opens. When you go this way, you can get a supercharge, or soul sphere as it's sometimes referred to. Nice. At first we didn't know what these were, but having played Wolf 3D, we noticed they're similar to the 1-ups from that game, which also look like blue spheres with a Blazkowicz face on them. So I suppose they could be something like that. Rocket launcher, nice. When I was a kid, I always wondered where this tunnel goes. Well, nowadays I know it doesn't really go anywhere, but back then we didn't know about no clip, so same about this tunnel. I was like, where does it go? Is there a whole other secret world in there? So I press this button, collect some goodies. Chain gun, I was wondering where you were. And we go back to the start, where we find this big pool of slime. Of course, back in the day, being the clueless kid that I was, I would often fall into the slime and die in there since there is no way out. But since we've pressed the button, now we have a bridge. Yay! Oh, no you don't. Yeah, there's always a survivor in here. They hide under this window and you can shoot them down there. Oh, in case it's not obvious for people who are new to these videos, yeah, I play vanilla Doom. Yeah, I use source ports from time to time as well, but vanilla is where my heart truly lies. Yeah, I'm a very nostalgic kind of guy. And also, if it's not obvious by the way I move, I usually play keyboard only. Yeah, notice this movement? That's what you get when you're keyboarding. Okay, there's some imps lurking around here. Nothing too difficult. Well, episode 1 is not hard. Even the later levels are pretty medium in terms of difficulty, even on ultra violence, but hey, it's the first episode. Here's a bit of an optional area where you can get some rockets. And here's the secret exit itself. Yay! So we access the secret layer from E1M3, and the military base is the building in the upper left portion of the screen, this grey tower with the blinking lights. Alright, let's get in there. Now, I don't usually do this, but for this video, especially for you guys, I'm going to do a pistol start of this map. Yeah, I usually like to play continuously, but for the sake of these videos, I'll pistol start it, like my student often does. Yeah, you've probably heard of him, one of my famous students. He does videos on YouTube, but what was his name? Something like Decino, something like that. So these 70 bullets should be enough to deal with the initial wave of enemies. Should I do a JAC save? Okay, I'll save just in case, cause you never know. When it comes to hit scan attacks, there's always a little bit of RNG which can screw you over. So yeah, keep that in mind. So the first fight is a bunch of former troopers and sergeants. Nothing too fancy, and some imps in a cage. But I'm not going to kill them yet. I have another fate in store for them. Ooh, that wasn't very polite of you. Okay, let's go down here. Ha! I knew it. Sometimes one of the sergeants tries to be sneaky and lurks down here. I had a feeling this could happen. In this little secret we can get a chain gun and some armor. Fortunately there's also some slime which will eat a bit of our health, but that's okay. Woo! Oh no you don't. Okay, just checking there's nobody here. Okay. Where should I go next? Perhaps to the right. Just watch out for fireballs or any kind of balls, really. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, a specter. On vanilla slow resolution they can be hard to see, especially in darker places. So yeah, there was a time where they could really mess with your vision. On higher resolutions they are a bit easier to see, and some source ports avoid this cloudy effect altogether and just make them transparent pinkies. Frankly, I prefer the original effect. It kind of reminds me of the Predator, you know, from the Predator movies. Hey, where are you going? Okay, now down here should be a few stragglers and some pinkies. Hello, pinkies. Man, my first encounter with a pinky when I was a kid scared me quite a lot. I was like, whoa, what is this? Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it! With the chain gun! Ooh. Now in here we see one of the rare signs of demonic corruption of episode 1, this mysterious pentagram, which also has a demon teleporter. The only teleporter of its kind in the entirety of episode 1. Since episode 1 is the shareware episode of the game, it's not surprising that it has a more limited array of features, textures and other stuff. This was typical for these games. The shareware episode would always offer less stuff, you know, to convince you to buy the full game and get all the weapons, enemies, etc. Okay, now that we have this lovely rocket launcher with 7 rockets, we can finally unveil the fate I have prepared for the imps in the cage. That's right, folks. You have met an explosive end. And the same will happen to those imps down there. I really like knocking them off their pillars with rockets. So that's what I'm gonna do now. It's one of those traditions that I have kept since I was a kid. Yeah, some things never change. And the pillar's lower, so it is a good idea to shoot the imps before coming here, or they'll come after you. Okay, I have a yellow key, so I guess I'll have to go to the yellow door. Key cards are one of the legacies from the Commander Keen era. Except in Keen there are 4 key cards actually. The 4th one is green colored. Alright, this should be the yellow door. And there's quite a bunch of enemies behind it, but also a few conveniently placed explosive bars. Well, conveniently for me, not so much for them. Okay, oh, what an obvious ambush this is. Yeah, one of the classic tricks of Doom is you pick up a key or some other item and suddenly a wall opens and enemies come out. Is this the case too? Of course it is. Ouch. Take it easy, you guys. Ah, good. Okay, red key. The red door is this way. Again, enemies conveniently or inconveniently placed barrels from their perspective. Some health bonuses. Let's open this door too, just in case. You know, sometimes I try to lure pinkies here and blow them up with these barrels, but it doesn't always work, so... Speaking of pinkies, here they come. Well, thankfully they don't usually come down here. I'm not sure if this is by design or just the engine being wonky, but they won't come down here. Come on, don't be shy. I have free ice cream. Here we can get the blue key. You know, when I was a kid and didn't understand the Doom engine very well, I thought that this was a platform that goes up there and that the pinkies were basically on the roof of the level. Of course, this isn't possible in this engine, maybe in the Quake engine. So this isn't a platform that lowers, but actually a door that opens. Though it still kind of looks like it lowered. It was up there on the roof. Okay, I've cleaned up here, right? Yeah. So I guess we can go to the blue door, which is the final section of the level, right? Yeah, that's right. Nothing interesting. Okay, we're ready to go here. We can use our final 2 rockets on these guys. I see some specters in here. Well, technically there is one more rocket on this level, but it's contained inside a backpack. A backpack always comes with one rocket or 2 on some difficulties. A pretty obvious secret here. The one where you have to do some very rough platforming. Ooh, so many goodies. Rockets. But I probably won't be using the rocket since the final part of the level involves a bunch of close quarters combat and it would be foolish to use explosions in there. Okay, how do we get across? Oh, I guess we'll have to dive down into the toxic muck. Ah! That wasn't very nice. Oh, the rockets came in handy after all. Ow, ow, ow. Watch out for more specters. I think that's it. We have won! Doomguy saves the day once again. And now he can live with the satisfaction of a job well done. Well done, Doomguy. Well, I didn't say anything about revisional differences. As far as I know, Military Base has not received any significant changes over the years, so nothing really worth mentioning. This level, on the other hand, did receive some changes. Most notably, it got rid of a certain controversial shape which used to be here. Yeah, you can see a bit more about it in one of my older videos. So yeah, as a first secret level of Doom, it's pretty nice. It's quite non-linear, a good challenge. It has a unique feature in the form of that teleporter. And keep in mind, originally there were only 2 teleporters in the entirety of episode 1, the second one being at the end of E1M8. Now you're probably thinking, what about the teleporter in E1M5, well, it didn't exist originally, it was added in patch 1.2. So if you play version 1.0 or 1.1, you will not find that room with the red pentagram and the teleporter. It simply doesn't exist yet. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I'm always having a lot of fun with Doom. I hope you do too. So see you next time when we'll be going to a place which is fortified and very mysterious.